Brodie Brazil here to recap Game 47 on this Sharks season. And to fully understand this assignment against the Red Wings, you first really need the reminder about last night. The Sharks' big 3-2 win against the Caps in D.C. It was a solid comeback effort. And sometimes in these situations with a back-to-back, it's only human to have a letdown on the next night. Now, that's not exactly what happened for the Sharks here, but they still didn't get the result that they wanted. Everybody excited about the return of Will Smith, and we'll foreshadow here just a little bit. He didn't take very long to make an impact in this game. He had not suited up since December 13th in Pittsburgh. That, of course, was the miracle 6-5 comeback against the Penguins. And how about the former Saginaw Spirit standout, Michael Misa? Saginaw, Michigan, about 100 miles north of Detroit. Misa now coming back to the Motor City for the first time as an NHLer. And just like last night, the Sharks allow the first goal. They're here on the penalty kill, and you might also notice Alex Wennberg is without his broken stick in the D zone. That allows Lucas Raymond to send the cross-slot pass to Alex DeBrincat. One-timer makes it 1-0 Detroit just 6 minutes in. Getting Will Smith back for this game was an absolute jolt of adrenaline that's not going to wear off anytime soon. The Sharks had already won 7 of their last 9 without number 2, and this is what the top-line winger does in his very first period back. The Sharks here with the typical Macklin Celebrini zone entry. He just drives that puck to the middle third of the ice while gaining the blue line. His shot off Gibson is bobbled, then gets behind Gibson, but Smitty also gets behind Gibson, and that's a good hockey goal. And how about a guy coming back from injury and crashing the net like that? Watch this play one more time. Pavel Regenda driving through the play, taking his man with him, giving Smith the space to crash and score, and sometimes the storylines just make themselves great. Who would have thought that after missing Will Smith for more than a month, he'd come back and tie the game back up in just 10 minutes?
Well, I'd ask you how you're feeling, Mr. Smith, but it looks like you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good first period. Good to come out of here on the road with 1-1 right now.
So what did you learn, or did you, when you were watching the games while you were out, what are you seeing that can help you now that you're back in?
Yeah, you always try to take something from every game. So usually would try to follow one guy around and see what they're best at and try to put some of that in your game. So watching from up top, I was with you guys for a little bit, so it was great to watch different guys.
First period remains tied at 1 after 20. Patrick Kane here gets set up in the slot, but denied by Askarov. Slow start for San Jose, but good end to the first period. Now, the Sharks have some emerging stars, there's no question about that, but honestly, some of their most important players aren't always the ones in the spotlight. Case in point, Colin Graf. Penalty killer extraordinaire, but did you know he's quietly second right now on the team with 14 goals? Here is that 14th goal of the season. Graf gave it to Nick Leddy, who brings it up the ice, but all along 51 skated a straight line right to the doorstep, and he gets rewarded. Not even a shot, just a tip of the puck by Graffer on his backhand nonetheless. Colin's so skillful with the twig on the PK, and also here, Sharks take a 2-1 lead about 2 minutes in to the second period. Meanwhile, San Jose not exactly playing their most put-together hockey game of this season in the middle 20, but Askarov was there on multiple occasions, turning away this Casper shot, and then how about gloving this Dylan Larkin attempt from the high slot and letting Lucas Raymond know Askey's got it. Detroit with 14 wins in their last 20 games. We told you they're a tough opponent, and here's how they tie things up. It's a 3-on-2 rush where Casper sets up JT Compher. We go into second intermission tied at 2. Third period now, and a rough break here for the Sharks, trying to get it out of their own end, but they lose it. Van Riemsdyk able to chip it over to Raymond, and Dylan Larkin here on the near side doesn't get the goal at first, but gets a second tap chance. The refs initially ruled this no goal, but take another look from the overhead as you can see just how close this was to not being a goal. Askey was already in the splits, but just could not avoid that last chance opportunity. It's 3-2 Wings. That turned out to be the game-winning goal. We'll also show you this empty netter by Marco Casper that made the final score 4-2 Detroit. Tough one for the Sharks. They didn't have their best game in this one, but still found a way to be in it until the very end.
I mean, they're fast, they're skilled, they like to make plays off the rush, and if you give them, or if you give anyone time and space and make it easy for them, then they're gonna execute plays and they're gonna generate chances.
I mean, everyone's dealing with the schedule, back-to-backs, everyone has it. it is what it is. We got to find ways to be better in back-to-back nights, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that. But tonight, our legs wouldn't follow our brains. So hopefully it's a learning moment.
I think we generated chances for sure. Like they were definitely, especially at the end there, we were really pressing. So I think it was just, try to do some more of that we did at the third. Maybe have that mentality that we're down a goal and we need one bad.
It's been a busy Thursday, Friday Sharks agenda between DC and Detroit, but now they've got 2 days off, and by the time you're probably watching this, have already landed in Florida, where the challenges don't get any easier. It's the Panthers on Monday with the MLK holiday, and the Bolts on Tuesday. By the way, those two teams have represented the Eastern Conference in each of the last 6 Stanley Cup Finals.